hello, and welcome to another episode of Through the Cake Hole.
I'm Carlos Manueli, and him over there in the telly is Benny.
Hello,
Benny.
I'm Benny. Hey, Carlos Manueli. How are you today?
I'm seeing you for about 10 seconds.
No, I know. Right, so joining us today is Amanda Haigh, founder of Fix Your Future and driving force behind UKind Therapy.
Amanda is a survivor turned entrepreneur who's transforming her own lived experience of domestic abuse into innovative solutions that help others heal.
Her latest project, UKind XR, combines virtual reality with trauma-informed support to provide survivors with immediate emotional assistance while they wait for therapy.
And away from the serious work, Amanda has also got a real passion for old school rave music, which was how we connected on TikTok.
Which is a reminder that healing isn't just about therapy. It's also about finding what makes you feel alive.
So, without further ado, let's welcome Amanda through the cake hole. And hello, Amanda.
Look, I always do it. I always make some sort of mistake. There we go. Hello, Amanda. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for a lovely introduction as well.
Oh, we make sure we try to do a bit of research on each of our guests as well. So I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, you've certainly done that. So thank you.
So Amanda, tell us what is shaping your life right now. Tell everyone what you do and what's shaping your life.
So I am developing, like, as you said, software. I'm a survivor of domestic abuse, and I wanted to, I wrote my own book, essentially, first of all. And in the back of there were all the self-help techniques I use. And I started using VR. Essentially, my back history is working with adults with learning disabilities for years, and I would develop lots of different things, such as they wanted more employment, so we set up an accredited training cafe, which was a bit like a vehicle to get them into employment in the community. So I do things like that. They wanted to do a club night. They only went one clubbing one time a year. And they wanted their own club night. So I set up a club night in the city centre where 200 clubbers with learning disabilities used to go every month. So I do stuff like that. And then I started using VR with them. So people in wheelchairs were experiencing going on roller coasters for the first time ever, or swimming with dolphins. And I was just like blown away by, they were taking off the headsets and they were literally crying because they were just blown away that they could actually do this in a wheelchair. Yeah. So I was like, how do I adapt this to survivors of domestic abuse? So that's kind of how I got to starting my development of the software and where we're now. So that's kind of shaping my life. I'm just busy developing, and I started it 4 years ago. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. That was when I'd written the book. And then I didn't really know. I knew I wanted to help survivors in some way. In my mind, I wanted to help 1 billion survivors. How will I do that? I didn't know. And then, I started doing the development of the software. And because it's such vulnerable people, I didn't realize how long this would take, and it has to go through all regulatory requirements, and we're working, I'll get onto that, but we're working with the NHS to get it developed into their wait list. Can be up to 18 months for survivors of domestic abuse. So we wanted to make sure people got the support they needed as soon as they needed it. So that's basically the idea. So that fills up my time fully.
So with the book is about your experience specifically, is it?
Yeah, so it's very raw, very open. There's a lot. It goes right back to 8 years old, when I was 8, and then goes right through my raving days. So I know that you'd written a book, Carl, about your raving days.
Yeah.
There was about 3 chapters within that kind of just go through that journey of raving, what it was like in those days. And then meeting the ex-perpetrator, who was extremely abusive, then meeting somebody else who was narcissistic, completely different, in lockdown. And I hadn't spotted it, because to me, domestic abuse is very recognizable. Whereas a narcissistic relationship is, if you don't know how to spot the red flags, it's really hard. So there were 2 very different relationships, and I came out of that and wanted to really just write a book, and it was so cathartic doing that, because it made me understand what I actually needed to change about me to avoid those kind of relationships again.
Yeah, it's like you say, the domestic violence, you know, that's apparent, but the narcissistic is quiet control, isn't it? It's manipulation. It's you don't see it. It's as if they're caring for you, but then they're not. But I was saying to Benny as well, I don't know if you know, it's like I was kind of victim of domestic violence through my mother.
Oh, wow.
So I was, as a child, we were women's aid, women's refuge. We lived in hostels, hotels, bed and breakfast. And that's how I ended up getting my strong Welsh accent, because in the end, they said, we need to move you from Cardiff out of the way, somewhere where he can't find her. And then that's how I ended up with this strong Welsh accent, is because we went to this place where no one could find us.
Wow. So then, how old were you then when that happened? Because I guess you were also left with a lot of trauma that you had to deal with. What age were you?
It was from the ages of, ever since I was a kid, to the ages of 10. It was the very violent times. And then it's about 15 sort of petered off, you know. We were always back and forth. I never spent a term in school, a full term in school, because one day my mother would say, right, we need to get up, we need to go, black bags, and off we'd go, you know.
Yeah. Wow. So I guess, how have you dealt with that then, or do you feel like it's affected your future?
Yeah, but this is about you now, not about me. You turned it on me. It has affected me.
That's a natural therapist view.
I know. But I wanted to tell you that so you understood, because we've been following each other on TikTok, and you do it. Domestic violence is very close to my heart because of that. I wanted to be a social worker after that, because we were under the care of social workers as well, taking us to discos and all sorts, you know. Taking us camping, but I wasn't academic enough to be a social worker, and it's a tough job.
And there's hardly any of them at the moment, you know. It's so hard to get a social worker, or even a good one, you know.
Yeah. I worked in children's services and in the past, and even back then it was difficult to get I'd have different social workers coming all the time into the home for the same children. There was no sort of continuity for them. It's really difficult. And I'm a therapist, and now I'm a therapist, and I deal with things that so it's we don't realize, it's not talked enough about. It's happening all around us. This, domestic abuse, it is happening, and I think by having these conversations gives hopefully, if somebody can watch this, will give them the courage to say, yes, hang on, that's me.
Yeah.
and the help as well, and like you say with the narcissist, the red flags, you know, you've seen on TikTok the loads of accounts saying these are red flags, you know. And I think it has highlighted to people that they're saying, oh, that is my relationship, that is, and they don't realize it, you know.
Not when you're in it, as you know, said with it's domestic abuse, with it hitting you, there's the scars there that you try to hide, but when it's narcissism, it's all in there, and they'll convince the people around you that you are going mad as well. So it's not just you. They be, you know, they gaslighting your friends and your family as well. You know, it goes, you know, much deeper again.
It does. And like a covert is extremely dangerous and very hard to recognize. And that is the unfortunately the person that I ended up with in lockdown. It was an awful experience because I only dated him for a year, but in that time it was lockdown, we couldn't see each other. He said come and stay with me so that we can still see each other, and it kind of escalated like that. And then my eldest son and his wife said, can we come to move to your house? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. So they moved into my house, and whilst I was at his, he ghosted me for 2 full weeks, and it was the weirdest time because I didn't even know what narcissism was then. I had no idea, and I was, what do I do when somebody because for me, I like to talk about things. If there's an issue, let's talk about it. Let's solve the problem. You know, and if we can't fix it, that's fine. You know, we'll go our separate ways, but let's talk about it at least. But yeah, he just ghosted me and said, I'm not ready to talk. And I had nowhere to come back to. So I rang my friend. I said, can I come and stay with you for a couple of days, which ended up being a week, because throughout that week, he kept saying, oh, I'm not ready to talk to you yet. And at the end of the week, I was like, what am I doing? And I actually finished the relationship and found out a week later he'd already moved on to his next victim.
Yeah, that was like monkey branching, that's called, isn't it? Like a monkey holds onto one branch, grabs the other branch. Once he's got full hold of the other branch, then leaves it go, and off they go. Yeah.
And it's common with narcissism.
And I was gutted because I really thought this guy was my forever guy, you know. And so for me, I was like, oh, I need to finish. Something in my gut said, finish this relationship. And I'm so glad I listened to my gut feeling. It's so important when you have a gut feeling to listen to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. So one of a lot of questions with domestic violence always comes up. It was with my mother as well. Is like, why did you go back to him? Do you get that as well?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go back to the narcissist, but the guy that we're going back 15 years ago now. Yeah, 15, but maybe even more than that now. But I had my youngest son to him. And so that was extremely difficult because
there's a tie there. Yeah.
There's that tie. And so it was like, you know, how can I leave my son without a dad? And it was very difficult. So and when people go, I'll stop drinking, I'll change, and I listened, you know, and so it was kind of a bit like a revolving door. I'd let him back in, and actually survivors can take their partners back anything up to 7 times before they actually have the courage to go. And it can be for a number of reasons. You know, it can be economic abuse, it can be you know, just the fear of being left on your own because you've been called fat, you've been called ugly, you've had all this abuse, and you really feel like you're worthless in the end.
Yeah, you believe what you're being told.
Yeah.
What do you tell people in that situation then? Because like I said, that's why I brought it up, is that's a common question a lot of people ask that don't understand.
Yeah, and I think you don't understand it unless you've actually been through that situation. It's really hard to understand, why do they keep going back?
I know.
How bloody stupid.
I know.
There's so many reasons. But yeah, they're just a couple of them. And what I would say was, nobody should treat you in it's a horrible thing to have to go through. But when you get to the lowest of the low, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I think for me, I just kept thinking, I'll take him back, and in the end, actually, what happened was, because I have three boys altogether. My two eldest. My eldest one was, I think he was about 12 or 13 at the time, and he'd been out at a Christmas party at my ex-perpetrator, and he'd come home, and my youngest son wanted some lagers it was Christmas, and I'd let him have a few lagers, and he nixed some of his cans, and he was like, "No, you're not having it." So he'd tried to grab it off him, and he'd push my son, and that was I suddenly saw that I can't.
Yeah.
It wasn't just me now; it was now the children.
Yeah.
It was the line that I had to kind of draw, under and say no more, and that was the end of it, basically. Well, it wasn't the end of it, because actually, when you leave, that's the most dangerous time, because they've lost the control. Yeah. And they'll do anything in their power to try and gain that control again. And it's one of the most dangerous parts of leaving, is that after, everyone goes, "Oh, why don't they just leave?" And
I know.
That fear of, I was stalked for years afterwards, tires slashed. He climbed my drain pipe to see who I was in bed with. One morning I was laid in bed and I just saw his face at my window. Wow. It was a horrific time. And I think it never goes, you can have all your tool belt and the things that you can use, but it doesn't disappear. You just have to learn to, okay, this is what I need right now. This is, the tool that I need to support me in this moment. For me, it's dancing to old school rave.
When did you get into raving?
Oh God, 86.
Wow.
Was when I first started loving house music. There was just a few tunes, and this is what I mean. Don't ask me the blooming names of them, because I'm so rubbish at names. I think it was "Move Your Body." There was things like that, in 86, and I started going to the nightclubs. I think I was 16, 17, something like that. And I first started hearing, house music coming out, and I was just like, what's this? It was just, and it had me there, from there on. And then 1888 and 89, excuse me, I started going to like the big raves, the illegal raves, and Blackburn was one of my favorites. It was secret warehouse parties. You wouldn't have a clue where they were, but you just follow queues of cars along the M62 or the motorways. We didn't have any like tape decks in the car or anything like that. We just have a tape cassette recorder. And I remember that. And everybody was just like this up and down the motorway, and we'd stop at services. We'd find out where the party was, because it was all underground, and then we'd head off to the party or wherever it was. And there was a lot of them in all big unused warehouses in Blackburn, which were, they were amazing. And Hacienda was one of my old haunts.
All right. I never managed to go to Hacienda. I gutted, but so you got into it 86, 88, 89 was the 91, 92. You got into it very early, at the very early stage then.
Yeah, and I kind of drifted away from it when it got to techno. It was like, I really, techno's not my thing at all. It just wasn't it. And so techno is when it kind of got to that era. And I guess I'd started taking, whatever you do at raves.
Yeah.
And I got, unfortunately, I couldn't sleep. I don't know about you. I'd go out, we'd go raving all night, take how many, whatever pills, come home, and I could never sleep.
No.
And it was just a nightmare. And I unfortunately tried heroin. And I was addicted for a long time, for 10 years.
Wow.
And
injecting? Was you injecting heroin?
No. I just smoked.
Chasing a dragon.
Yeah, and I just tried it one night after taking a pill, and it sent me to sleep. And and from there on, I was just like, oh, this is great. I can have this after I've been raving. It'll send me to sleep. But yeah, it got a grip.
Yeah, of course it would.
And unfortunately, my husband and I at the time we were very codependent and had to, depart because of it. We're still really good friends. He's a great guy. Both of us don't do it anymore. Millennium, it was when I finally was like, oh, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? And just had this awakening that I needed to stop. I don't know what it was. It was just one day something in my mind switched, and that was it. I gave up. Yeah. And it was one of the hardest things I'd ever done.
Well, I can imagine, because as you said, once it gets a grip of you, to walk away from it isn't easy. That's a traumatic thing in itself.
Yeah. And then 3 months later, from separating from my husband, I met this.
So you've had a roller coaster.
Yeah, and so I was straight out of that into that. Yeah, it was. But I wouldn't take any of it back. I don't regret any of it, because it's made me what I am now.
Exactly. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you can relate to every aspect of it, because you've been through everything. So you can relate to anybody that comes through that door,
Yeah. And actually, we've been working with males in addiction, which has been really interesting. So it's males that are doing the 12-step recovery program, and we during our research, because we've had to do lots of research with the software to make sure that it does what it says on the tin, basically. So it's men that are in a housing complex that are doing the 12-step recovery program. So we've been going in and testing it with them, and it's been incredible. They've just said that it's the first time they've been able to speak up, take off their mask, feel no shame. So that was really interesting as well.
Using modern technology to help with therapy is such an amazing thing that you're doing by taking that forward. And yeah, it just fascinates me really what you've been doing with VR. Most people just think VR is playing games. And I know Carl has been to I've been to a few sort of exhibitions with VR, and just the emotions that's put me through. I can imagine something designed to help you overcome it, because our brain is a strange thing. It doesn't know what's real and what's not. And so if you've got a tool that you found that helps rewire that, then then I think this is such an amazing thing that you're doing.
Oh, thank you. We've had such good results, and we've just won some funding. I can't say from where, but it means that we're getting to work with Merseycare NHS, which is incredible. So it means that we can test it. We're working with the clinicians now to embed it into the NHS. So it's just a really exciting time for us.
The scope of how far this can go, if as you said, you were trying it out and seeing who it works with and who it doesn't really.
Yeah. And they're the two demographics. The other research we've done is in a refuge, and when we did our first phase of research in a refuge, we came across one young lady who had she'd come from Pakistan into an arranged marriage and kept in modern slavery. And when we went in to do the testing, she said to me, "Oh, I'm a back-end developer." She said, "I've done my degree at university." And I was like, "Oh my goodness,
Brilliant.
you need to contact me." So not long after that, she emailed and said, "I'd love to become a volunteer." And so that was March 25. She then was a volunteer for 6-7 months, and then in the December became an apprentice. So she said, "I want to do my AI masters."
Wow.
And so I was like, "How do we do that?" Honestly, it was really expensive to put her through university. So I went, let's see if we can find another way. So we've now taken her on as an apprentice, and she's doing her AI masters, which is equivalent level 7 apprenticeship in AI. So so we've got her now developing it. So it's lovely that we're developing a team with lived experience, because I think lived experience is so important.
Without a doubt. You can relate to it, they can relate to you more. It's how people working in that field should be, from lived experience, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Right, so welcome back to the show, and this is part of the show which is called Name That Tune, which is similar to Name That Tune, but we're not allowed to play any music because of copyright reasons. So we're gonna hum it, DDD it, or la 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 it. And Amanda has got to guess what the tune is.
Okay.
So
yes,
we are terrible at it, Amanda. So if you don't get it, don't feel bad. It's normal. Right. And so a little bit first, and see if you get it. Dee 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 dee. No.
I don't know what it is either. So
no, you don't know what it is, and I know you will get it once I do certain. Well, I always think you might get it once I do.
He says this to everyone.
I know. Dee 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 dee.
Dee 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 dee.
Okay, you should get it this time. Dee 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 dee.
I have no idea.
I chose this one especially for you as well.
I can't even guess. Throw something in that is close to. You got to do it again.
Okay, I'll do a little bit. Dee 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 dee. I could go on all night, couldn't I?
It sounds like you're just talking to a baby.
Let me try a la 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 then, right?
All right.
La la la. Yeah. I'll try a la 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 instead of a d d d. Yeah. La 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 la.
No, at least something has come to mind. I know it's not this, which is the theme to MASH. At the beginning of the theme to MASH, but I know it's not that.
It's not that.
But it's a dance tune, isn't it?
It is a dance tune.
Right. Okay.
1991.
Right. You tried DD. You tried La La. What else have you got in your magic bag of noises that we can try?
I'll actually sing some of it next, right? No, I won't sing it, right?
You can sing it.
No.
You can sing it.
I don't want to sing it. I'll say words not associated with the music. I'll say 2 words. She's homeless.
Ah. I know it now. Wake up early in the morning.
Yeah, no.
I still have no clue what you're talking about.
Gypsy Woman. Which didn't sound anything like it at all.
No, but it is a little bit now you say it.
Actually. Yeah, no, I see it. Yeah, you think...
yeah. Afterwards. Yeah.
To me, it sounds exactly like it.
Well, oh my goodness.
Right, Benny, you're go.
I'd be rubbish at that.
Well, you got another one now. Right. Okay. Right. Here it goes. D D D D.
Is that
it?
Yeah.
You've got to give us more than that.
Oh, I give him more, right? Yeah, okay. D D D D D D.
Oh yeah. Sandra D.
Oh really?
Lousy virginity.
Well done.
Fair play to you. I couldn't get
well
that.
Done. From the album Grease.
I would never have got. I can't get yours at all, Betty.
One of my favourite films of all time when I was young. Grease.
Yeah,
same year. I seen it in the theatre, Aberraman Theatre, about 5 times. To my sisters were meant they had to take me everywhere they went, so I had no choice but to watch Grease.
Yeah, I was dragged to it as well.
Yeah, whatever.
But I was actually dragged to it by my sister, I think. Do you wanna do a name that tune, Amanda? You don't have to.
Oh gosh, right, okay. You've
Put
got
you
me
on the spot.
Yeah. Okay. Da 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 da. That's it. That's all I'm giving you.
No, I've changed it and you've changed it. It's not
longer.
And it's a 1989 tune.
Right.
And more of it.
Dun, dun, da, 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 da.
Oh, I do know it as well. I do know it. Do you know it, Benny?
I think
I don't know it, but I do know it.
I know. Yeah. I know. I know it, but I don't know it. I'm like.
Now I can see how hard it is.
I'm trying to think back to when I was that age, and I'm going, right, what was... You've got us.
One man. I don't know the name of the singer. Is it
Loretta?
Yeah, it might be that, or something like that.
One
man.
I wouldn't have got that.
Will let you down. I only thought of that because I've just recorded that for a TikTok.
Oh no!
All right, I wouldn't have got that as well. Like,
have you released it yet?
No, I literally did it today.
Well, yeah. Well, you did better than us, which is usually the way it goes.
And I'm usually worse. I'm always the worst because I'm like tone deaf. To me, I can hear everything, and then how can you get it then? I'm like, I'm holding it back because I think you'll get it so easily. It's like, what?
Honestly, he's terrible. Mind you, I can't say much either.
You got a question, Benny?
A question, yeah. What's something you're embarrassingly bad at?
What am I embarrassingly bad at? Oh God.
It's a good one, that, isn't it?
Something I'm bad at. God, I don't know. I'll have to think about that one.
Singing?
No, I love singing.
You love singing good?
Well, I think I mean, I might not be, but I think I'm quite a good singer.
But it's not embarrassingly bad, though.
We've had this question. You've used this question before, and
yes,
I think you use it both. Mine is DIY. I'm not embarrassing. I'm disgustingly bad at DIY. Really, really terrible. I make worse if I put a shelf up, which I shouldn't be putting shelves up anyway. It's like, don't use it.
I think probably gardening. Like, I'm getting better at it in my older age, but yeah, gardening maybe. I'm not sure what's what. Put it that way. You know, when I look at a plant, I think, is that a weed or not?
So let's just leave it there, just to be safe.
Yeah, if it's got a flower, it's staying.
It's staying, yeah.
Whether it's a weed or not.
I've got a thing about ferns. I love ferns, so I've grown a garden full of them now, just to satisfy my needs.
You haven't grown your ferns. Your ferns have grown around you.
Garden, they have.
In your garden,
they've taken over. It doesn't matter how many times I cut it down. Within a fortnight, they're back again, and I'm like, well, what are we? So yeah, it's a.
Can you remember having fern fights? Why didn't you have fern fight? We'll come up, and I'll come up next, and we'll have a fern fight in your garden.
In the garden, so pull them up and then throw them at each other. That's
Can you do a video for me of you two doing the fern fight?
A fern fight.
That sounds really
we'll do that. My neighbour will really love that. Remind people what it is that you do and how they can get hold of you.
So yeah, I'm on most socials, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and you can, if you just search for UKind Therapy, so it's UKind, UKind, you'll be able to find me. Our website is well, there's two. So because Fix Your Future is the limited business that holds the IP, and the CIC does all the social impact work.
I get
so
you,
so there's a limited and a CIC business. I haven't been doing it for a while, but I also do what's called Heal with the Real. And it's a podcast where I invite survivors of domestic abuse to come on and talk about their story of how they've gone from abuse, survivor to thriver, essentially.
All right. That's good.
And yeah, if you go to YouTube, you can find Heal with the Real.
Yeah.
So real, as in a film reel, REEL. But yeah, I think I've done about 40 podcasts on there with different survivors talking about their journeys and, and the tools that they use to heal or to, help them through their journey.
Can I ready for my joke? Ready for the joke?
No.
Benny?
No.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go on. Oh,
yes,
sorry.
Yes,
of course.
Yes,
we forget about that bit as well. Have you got any questions for us, Amanda?
I did my homework, you see, and I've got you both a question. So my question is, what is the most surprising or funniest thing a guest has ever done on your show?
Right.
I know straight away.
I know straight away. I don't know if we can tell you though. We can
I want
tell
to
you
know now.
afterwards. We can tell you afterwards, but we don't know if
I'll
we
tell
can
you
tell you on the
what,
show.
but we asked people to bring along a joke, and I say it's an 18 channel, so you could say, but the joke was, I had to ask him, can you give us another joke, please?
Okay. And my other question, I did two, if you don't mind, but and then my second one was, when you think about the old school rave days, what's the one moment that still makes you smile, and what was your favourite track back then?
Oof. Like you, right? I don't Compounded, Edge by Compounded, Compndd, and it would be for me Fantasia, Bournemouth. 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, as the sun was coming up. I was just really knackered, and they played that tune, and then just everyone, it was like a new awakening at 5 as the sun came up. Everyone was really knackered. We've been dancing, I don't know how many hours, and then Compounded, The Edge come on, and I've always called it the Fantasia theme tune, and that was one of the maddest moments for me ever. We were just alive again then. It's like, wow.
Yeah. Amazing.
Wow. But Benny is not a raver. Benny's a festival goer.
I was a festival goer myself. So,
Okay.
but I get the same thing. Music wise, I couldn't even think, because there was just so many. But what was the question again?
Just your favourite. So it was, when you think about the old school rave days, which, well, your festival days.
Yeah.
What was the moment that still makes you smile, and your favourite track back then?
Oh, right. I can't remember what the track was, because but I remember the moment of being in a crowd of people that I didn't know from Adam, but yet we were all singing from the same hymn sheet, and everyone was just happy to be there with each other, and you would be sharing each other's drinks, you'd be passing things back. I never met these people in my entire life, but they just made, I was part of the family, and that's one of the things that I suppose the rave scene gave you guys. It was a family, and yeah, that to me was something of what I'll never forget.
Yeah.
Feeling those moments of, this is where I belong. I want to live here. I'm going to move.
Yeah.
I'm going to sell
Together,
I'm going to sell everything. I'm going to buy a tent, and I'm just going to live like this.
What about you, Amanda?
Well, I had a very similar experience. We were in Blackpool in a show jumping arena, and again, they opened the big doors at the side, and it was, the sun was coming up again, and I can't remember what song it was. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what the song was, but it was just one of those moments where you really remember. Or yeah, it was lovely, really, really nice. The sun's just rising and the doors are opening, and it's just,
yeah.
I mean, you felt like you were in a secret.
Yeah.
There was just a few people, and you felt like you were in a secret place that not many people knew about at that time. Because I don't know if you got that feeling when you were raving. It was kind of like a secret.
It was our secret, yeah. It was our little group of people that our next door neighbours didn't know about it, and you come back and you'd be like, wow. Well, it was, for me, it was what ended the raves. I always said, if I see my next door neighbour in a rave, that's it for me. It's over, you know. Although my next door neighbour was 85, I'd love to have seen Gladys in a rave, like. but it was when it became not a secret. Then it was the end for me, you know. That's you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the end is a similar kind of thing with festivals now have become so commercialized that it's not the same. I haven't been for at least 5 years now, and I used to go. That was my holidays. That was my thing in the summer. Just festivals.
Yeah, me too. I went to a lot of festivals, and I used to work in Angel Gardens, it was called, and we used to get tickets for free and do 4 hours a day working. And I worked in a kids field, and we were teaching them how to spin poi, you know, the fire poi and the
all right.
And I used to love doing that. And we just teach the kids how to do that for 4 hours. And then we'd have the rest of the time in the festival for free. And it was like a little family. It was beautiful. I just took my young kids with me, and then all the kids just stayed together. They were very smaller festivals, though. They were, although we went to Glastonbury quite a lot.
Oh, you went to Glastonbury as well?
Yeah.
It was my favourite place.
You've been to Glastonbury. I mean, I'd never been to Glastonbury.
Yeah, but I've been for quite a few years because of I'd get my email every year asking me if I wanted a ticket, but then I thought, well, no, I'm not going to go anymore. It's not the same. I want to go back once at least because I had a mad experience, and I've got to prove something to see if it's real or not. I met myself, my future self in Glastonbury. So I've got to go back to meet my old
meet him
self.
again, like.
I've got to go back to meet my old self. Yeah. That's what festivals do to you, right, Carl? Carl, guess what?
Is it joke time?
I need to make a jingle for this.
So,
but ladies first.
Me first.
Sorry, well done. Yes, you first then, Amanda.
Oh, thanks, guys. Okay, so this is the only joke I know is pretty rude, and I thought I can't say that. So I'm so sorry. I have to apologize before I even tell you this joke.
It's okay.
Why was the computer cold?
Why was the computer cold?
And I'm an IT technician. I should know that. I don't know.
Because he had frozen chips.
No, it left its windows open.
Oh. I like it. Carl's going to tell everybody at work that one now.
I know. I haven't heard that one before. Left his windows open. I use a Mac anyway, so he wouldn't work on mine. You'd have to be careful with that when a Mac user. What do you mean? Windows. I haven't got that operating system.
Right, come on in, Carl. What is your joke?
Okay, right. Right. So, a duck walks into a bar, right? And he asks the barman, "Can I have a pint of lager and 2 packs of crisps, please?" And the barman says, "Wow, a talking duck." And the duck looks at him. He says, "Oh, well, your eyes are working and your ears are working." He says, "Yeah." So anyway, the barman gives him his pint of lager and 2 packs of crisps. And the barman says to him, "Can I ask you, what are you doing here? Like, what's it all about?" And he says, "I work on a building site across the road. I'm a plasterer." He said, "All right." So the barman's really curious and he wants to know more. But the duck opens his newspaper and starts reading, and the barman can see that the duck's not interested in talking anymore. So anyway, the duck goes into the bar every day, same time every day, pint of lager, 2 packs of crisps, and the barman is dying to ask him, but you could see the duck isn't interested in talking, like he's busy, So anyway, on the Saturday, the duck doesn't come into the pub, but there's a traveling circus comes into the pub, and the ringmaster comes in and he speaks to the barman, and the barman says to the ringmaster, "Listen, never believe this, but a duck comes in here that talks like he's talking duck, and he reads a newspaper as well, like." And the ringmaster's like, "Oh wow, will you do me a favor? If I leave you my number, will you give the duck my number? I think I could do with him in my circus." I said, "Yeah." So on a Monday, the duck goes back in, orders the pint of lager and 2 packs of crisps, and the barman said, "Listen, I don't mean to, disturb you, but the circus was in town on the weekend, and I was speaking to the ringmaster, and he gave me a number, and he said he might have some work for you." And the duck says, "Oh, a circus? Where all the animals are in cages and everyone lives in caravans?" He said, Yeah, that's right. Said, a circus where they have a big top that's made of canvas and a hole in the middle. He says, yeah, that's right. And the duck says, what the hell would a circus want with a plasterer?
I really do need to get you a jingle, Carl. I really do.
I thought I did well with that, remembering it.
You did. That's a long old joke, that is.
For me, I know.
Yeah, that was.
That is a long old joke. Oh, dear me.
Right,
dear
Betty.
Me.
Betty,
it's
you
my
next.
turn, is it? Well, we got something similar going on you, because mine's about a talking animal as well.
All right.
I know, crazy, isn't it? The farming inspector now gets sent to the farm to check on the animals. So he goes up to the farmer and he says, "Is it all right?" He said, "if I have a word with your dog?" And he goes, "What?" He goes, "Have a word with your dog. Is it all right if I, have a chat with your dog?" And he goes, "But my dog doesn't talk," he said. "Don't be so daft," he said. He goes, "Yes, he does." He goes, "No, he does." He says, "He'll speak to me because I'm the farming inspector," he said. He goes, "Have a go." So he goes up to the dog. He goes, "Right then," he said, "tell me, does he look after you?" And the dog goes, Yeah, he's a good man. Like, feeds me, he said, puts a roof over my head, buys me toys and treats occasionally. He said, takes me up the mountain. He said, chasing animals. It's great. He said, I love it. Yeah. Farmer's blown away. What? You? He said, he doesn't need to talk to you. He said, he only gets to talk to me. He goes, all right, okay. Wow, that's mad. He said, see the horse over there? He said, yeah, it's all right if I have a word with the horse. He goes, don't tell me the horse talks as well. He goes, yep. He said, your horse talks as well. He goes, nah. He said, nah, you're pulling my leg. He said, where's Jeremy Beadle? There's a camera around here somewhere. So he goes up to the horse and he goes, all right. The horse goes, yeah. He's as a farmer. He said, what's he like? He said, oh, he's tidy. He said, he takes me for rides up the mountain. He said, with a dog. He said, he feeds me lovely hay. Buys me a nice coat in the winter. No, he said, he's a tidy bloke, like. Right, again, farmer's blown away at this. So he's looking around the yard and he sees he sees a cow. So he goes up to the cow, same thing, asks his farmer. Farmer says, just help yourself. Goes to the cow. How's, does he look after you? Yeah, lovely guy, really nice guy. Like, he milks me regular, I need everything I need, he gives me. And so the inspector comes back. He goes, great, he said. That's all I needed to know. And the farmer again is just blown away. He said, I didn't know that they could do that. He goes, oh no, he said, they only talk to the farming inspector. He said, they're not allowed to talk to anyone else. He goes, oh, right, okay. He said, oh, I'll walk you back to your car. So as they walk him back to the car, the farming inspector goes, oh, is that a sheep in the field over there? He goes, he's a bloody liar. Don't listen to a word he says.
I read that one the other day, funny enough. That's why I was laughing. I knew the sheep was coming, like. Yeah, don't talk to the sheep. Like, don't ask
talk
the sheep any
questions. No, you don't have to talk to him. Oh, dear me. Well, that brings us to the end of the show. Amanda, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story with the both of us.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. Really appreciate it.
It's been lovely to talk to you.
Been our pleasure, and thank you as well if you've watched all of it and you've got to here. Thanks very much. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends as well, because if they got to listen to me and Carlos Manueli, then yeah, if you have, then they should have to as well. Yeah,